Hello again. I'm really happy to spend a few minutes talking about an Aaron program I'm very passionate about, and that is Aaron on the Road, bringing you answers. So this program began in 2010, and it was an idea we talked about, many of us on staff, of how we can reach out to the community, especially areas where we don't take a public policy and members meeting. So to smaller cities and towns where we know there's a group of customers or community. So we put this together, and basically it's a one-day program, high-level introduction to Aaron's services, Aaron activities, and it really puts Aaron staff, elected representatives. We bring a member of the Board of Trustees and Advisory Council with us. It puts our faces out in the community. We give folks an introduction to the policy development process, and our goal is really twofold: to get community feedback on how we're doing, what we're doing, and to foster their greater engagement with Aaron, be it a subscription to a mailing list or their remote participation in a meeting, or even applying for a fellowship program. So this is a look of where we've been since 2010. Split up between Canada, the Caribbean, United States, and the number of attendees we've had totally cumulative each year at the meeting. So if you look at the bottom, we've reached quite a few members, and I have to say, for the most part, folks have been very pleased and sometimes very surprised when we showed up in their community. This is a look at the typical agenda we've been delivering recently. And again, it's a smattering of pretty much everything we do. We allow plenty of time for Q&A. We have our own open mic at the end, and that's where we direct all those tough questions to the board member with us. And then Aaron's staff, we bring someone from engineering, someone from registration services, and we sort of have a mini help desk at the end of the day if people have specific questions for those departments. Program results, we don't have exact numbers, but I do know for a fact that we have had attendees apply for fellowships. Some of those fellows have gone on to serve on the Aaron Advisory Council. We have seen folks subscribe to Aaron mailing list after these meetings. They become participants and remote participants. And we have been able to put people with questions at these events in touch with members of the Registration Services Department to get their problems solved. And that starts a dialogue. We encourage people to use the help desk and introduce them to ways that they can provide feedback, such as the ones Richard talked about yesterday at newcomers. Takeaways for all of you all, because we are currently planning our Aaron on the Road programs for next year. So it is a free one-day program, lunch is included. We're happy to customize an agenda, so if you're in an area where you think we should come and there's a particular interest or another organization that's having a program, we're happy to tailor the agenda, do a half-day Aaron on the Road to mesh with another program. We're very flexible. And so really, if you have any thoughts or have an interest in Aaron coming to your community, if you'd reach out to me or meetings@aaron.net, we're busily planning 2018. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin Bloomberg, The Wire. So I've attended a number of the Aaron on the Roads. They're wonderful, but they're also very expensive for 25 or 30 people. A suggestion, I'm not saying stop them or anything like that, but a suggestion is come up with a micro Aaron on the Road where you can send one person to a smaller city, because you're now going to some of the smaller towns, one person to work in a smaller environment with a more micro type of thing. Get them out to those smaller cities, because the amount of money that you're spending on an Aaron on the Road really needs to have more people come to it, and At the same time, I do want you to be in the smaller communities. So maybe having an A and B kind of Aaron on the road might be beneficial.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Excellent. Any other questions for Susan? Oh, yes.
Rudy Daniel, the Caribbean. Susan, perhaps you could go back to the slide where you had the numbers of Aaron on the road. That's it. Yeah, good. I know, Aaron is Canada, United States, Caribbean, and the North Atlantic Islands. So do you ever hold Aaron on the road in North Atlantic Islands?
Which,
Well, I know. Well, the region is Canada, United States,
Right.
the Caribbean.
about half of the
But-
Caribbean, not
then-
all of it, but about half of it.
Right, about half of it. And then there are some other islands somewhere else.
There's the
Minor outlying
mine
areas.
outlying islands. Right.
Right.
We have not been there.
We've
Okay.
not been there yet.
Right, okay, right. That's what I wanted to just ask. Second thing is that regarding IP6 demonstrations or, IP6 in a box or whatever you want to call it, you're in the Caribbean, we have something called the ICT Roadshow, which is run by the CTU currently. And it would be nice, actually, if we could incorporate at some point, maybe one or two of them, IPv6 demonstrations or in a box.
Happy to do so. We've been working with the CTU on the recently rescheduled one.
Right.
I'll be speaking down there, but if they'd like to have more technical content as part of it, we're happy to do so.
Yeah, well, I'm going to suggest that to them.
Yeah, suggested to Bernadette and the team, and
Yeah.
we're quite willing to bring it to any event that wants it.
Right. So the thing is that although we're very small and we're not contributing as much as we could do, the fact of the matter is that any new networks that emerge out of the Caribbean are probably going to be IPv6. Right?
Thank you. Very good. Any other questions for Susan? Okay, thank you, Susan.
Thank you.